Hello.
Hello.
So happy to
Day.
return back to
Hello, Aaron.
this lovely English community of Britzone. This is, I think, my fifth time I have spoken here, and I'm always honored whenever they welcome me back. I'm just surprised that they still want me to come and speak here because I thought they're already sick of looking at my face all the time. But no, they still enjoy it when I come to speak. So thank goodness for that. Yes. Well, guys, I only have very limited time to speak here tonight. But I want to use the time as much as possible. But maybe you guys are used to seeing some kind of PowerPoint or something like that. To be honest, whenever I speak at Britzone, I usually never bring a PPT. I never prepare one. Maybe because of the time limit and also because it's just not my style to have a PPT. So I will just speak with you guys like a conversation if it's okay with you. So we're gonna have a little discussion together with the time I have, yeah? But for those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Aaron O'Brien, commonly known as Aaron's English on social media. I am first and foremost an English teacher, actually. I've been teaching English already for around 7 years, starting off with just private classes and then eventually teaching at schools, at companies, and then making my own course as well. So I'm very active in that as well. And also volunteering. I love volunteering. That's why every time Britzone calls me, I'm ready. I'm ready to speak and ready to help, yeah? Also, for the past 3 years, I've been content creating as well, doing my platform called Aaron's English. You may have heard of it. I'm mostly active on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. Maybe there's some useful information for you. We aim to be educative, but also entertaining. So hopefully the content there is useful for you, yeah? I'm originally from Melbourne, Australia. If anybody knows Melbourne, yeah, it's like one of the study cities of Australia. Many good universities there. Maybe like in Indonesia, maybe the study city is Jogja. Yeah, you could say Melbourne is like the Jogja of Australia, yeah? And that's basically it. Yeah, just a short introduction. Okay, guys, I want to get straight into our main topic, yeah, which is about IELTS speaking do's and don'ts, yeah. And I'm so glad that Britzone asked me to talk about this topic because coincidentally, kebetulan, I do have a little bit of background in this. So in 2018, I volunteered for 6 months to be an IELTS speaking examiner. So I was one of the people who you would face if you had to have a speaking interview. It was at IDP, if anybody knows IDP, one of the organizations that delivers IELTS. They have 3 branches, one in Kelapa Gading, one in Pondok Indah, and one in Kuningan, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? I volunteered at the one in Kelapa Gading. And tonight, I basically just want to share some of my observations basically as an IELTS examiner, yeah, specifically for speaking, and what I have seen from students who come to me to do their speaking, and for students who usually study with me regarding IELTS speaking. And I want to split it into 2 parts, basically, yeah? Sorry, no. 3 parts. I got my notes here. This is all I brought tonight. That's my notes. Yeah, those are my notes on a Post-it note. Oh, the green screen. Yeah, those are my notes tonight, guys. Yeah, I usually improv. I don't like bringing too many notes because I'll forget. Yeah, so 3 parts I want to discuss about tonight, guys. Number 1 is a general description of IELTS speaking. Okay, IELTS speaking test. Number 2, common issues related with IELTS speaking. So this is the observation part. what are some common issues that I have seen from students when they come to me to do their IELTS speaking test, okay? And then number 3, some top tips, a la Aaron, based on my experience for IELTS speaking. So hopefully these next couple of minutes can be very useful for you guys. And I believe the committee of Britzone will also conduct some focus group discussion, and we'll do some practice later, practice simulation with me directly. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, so let's get into the first part, description of IELTS speaking, guys. Yeah, as you may know, IELTS speaking is split up into 3 parts, okay? And part 1 is basically just an introduction about yourself and sort of like a back and forth interview between you and the examiner. Yeah, and it's just asking about general information about yourself. Where do you live, your job, talking about your study experiences in university, stuff like that. It's pretty simple, pretty general, just for the examiner to get to know you, yeah, because it is an interview. Part 2 is when we describe a topic, guys. And this is actually the part that we will use for simulation later tonight, yeah? So basically what happens in part 2 is there is a face-to-face discussion between the examiner and the test taker, which goes for around 3 until 4 minutes, yeah? It's the duration. And basically you will be given a topic to speak about, and then you have 1 minute to prepare about your topic, yeah, what you want to say, and then you need to speak for around 1 until 2 minutes. Wow, sounds like such a short time. And I will get into the dilemma about timing in our other segment about common issues related with IELTS speaking, yeah? So that's basically part 2, okay? And then the final part, part 3, is getting into another topic, but that is based on interview, similar with part 1. So it's like a back and forth discussion with the examiner, okay? Now, usually with my students, I mix it up a little bit because I can speak Bahasa, yeah? But I think tonight, usually when I speak at Britzone, I like to keep it full English. So I'm gonna stick with full English tonight, guys. But maybe sprinkle a little bit of Bahasa here and there, but we'll keep it in full English. Okay, so that's the description of IELTS speaking, yeah? Part 1, general interview. Part 2, the talk, yeah? Topic discussion. And then part 3, back and forth interview about the topic, all right? In our simulation later, after focus group discussion, we will focus on part 2, because based on my observations, that is the part where most of the test takers get stuck. So maybe that's a good chance for us to improve in that part, yeah? Okay, so what about some of the common issues related with IELTS speaking? Now, there are many, yeah, there are many issues that I think I can discuss about, but because it's just a short time for me to discuss it with you guys, I'm really just gonna, as we say in English, skim the surface, okay? Let me type that in the chat, guys. Anytime I say any new vocabulary, I'm just gonna type it in the chat. Skim the surface, yeah? Don't ask me what that is in Bahasa. It's like intinya, yeah? Something like that, yeah? It's an idiom we use in English. I'm just gonna skim the surface of some general problems related with IELTS speaking that I have observed, being an examiner myself. So let's get straight into it. So here's the first problem that I most commonly see among test takers is, of course, I'm going to type it in the chat as well. Problem 1, talking too fast. Talking too fast. Is this you? Is this something you could relate with? Yeah, speaking too fast. Now, why is this? Why is this the case, speaking too fast? Because I think test takers know that they have a time limit, right? And so they think, okay, I need to say as much as possible in the short time that I have. The more, the better, yeah? So a lot of the times, test takers think, I need to give more quantity than quality. As long as I just keep talking, and fast. So I reach the time limit. Blabbering on, blabbering, just blabbering on, yeah, speaking really fast. That's actually a don't, yeah, as the title of our class today is, yeah, do's and don'ts. This is a don't, yeah. Based on my experience as an examiner, this is something we try to avoid because you lose your clarity and you lose some of that impact that you want to have as a speaker, yeah, in IELTS speaking. And this is very, very critical in part 2, where we give you 2 minutes to explain about a topic, yeah. So the speed at which you talk is very critical, okay? That's problem number 1, yeah. There are 4 problems I want to talk about, by the way, tonight, guys. Problem number 2. Kira-kira apa ya? Which one is it? Which problem could it be? Okay, this one is not as common as problem number 1, but I still think it's somewhat relatable to some of you guys, perhaps, which is this: not having a structure. Problem 2, not having a structure. Okay, so what do we mean by this, not having a structure? This is basically about planning, yeah? So planning what you want to say. Now, good structure, good planning in your speaking will come from what? Practice, yeah? Actually, all of these things come from practice, right? But structure, especially that, it is from proper planning, okay? So it's very, very visible when I interview test takers that they are lacking structure if they move from one idea to the next incoherently. What does that mean, incoherently? Meaning, let's say you want to talk about where do you live? Your hometown. Simple topic, right? Kampung halaman, yeah? But you move from one topic, but you don't finish that topic. You go, okay, now I want to talk about, I want to talk about the cuisine at my hometown, which is really, really nice. And then also there is a nice beach in my hometown, which is very good. And also, you see, there is no clear transition between each idea. And then it leads the examiner to be a bit lost and confused what you're trying to talk about. So yeah, not having structure. It's very, very common to see. Oh, my voice is echoing, guys. Hope that's not my signal. Okay, moving on, guys. Problem number 3 that I want to discuss is this one. I think it's quite relatable. And I did talk about it in my content the other day, actually. Let me type it first, guys. Talking about over there. This one. Is this you? Is this problem related to you? Problem number 3. Overthinking about grammar and vocabulary. The nice thing about having an audience on my social media platform is that I can kind of do like surveys with them to see what's actually their main problems, yeah? And I think this is a problem not just for IELTS speaking, but just speaking English in general, yeah? Overthinking about your grammar, your vocabulary, structure, tenses, and everything like that, yeah? Sorry. So I suspect a lot of you guys here have that issue, thinking, okay, saya mau ngomong begini, berarti tensesnya harus begini ya, karena kan ngomongin past, berarti past itu pastnya, oke, pastnya ada apa aja ya, past simple, past perfect, past continuous, oke, berarti harus pakai past continuous. Tapi benar nggak sih harus pakai past continuous? Overthinking, right? Like, which tense do I have to use? Which structure do I have to use? And then what happens at the end? Ujung-ujungnya apa? You don't end up speaking at all. So you stop yourself from speaking. Nggak jadi ah. So it's like blocking yourself from actually speaking up. Yeah. And this is a very common problem amongst the learners that learn with me, basically. Yeah. Okay. So that's problem number 3. 4th problem, final problem that I think is also super duper common. Yeah. Especially with IELTS speaking in particular, yeah? Which is this. Does this relate to you guys? Hang on, I'm typing it in the chat box, guys. Okay, here we go. That's problem number 4, guys. Not enough practice, aka alias, I can just wing it. Yeah. Now, what does wing it mean? I want to ask the audience here. Does anybody know? You can just type in the chat box, guys, to make it fast. Yeah. Does anybody know what is wing it in English? Another synonym for wing it. Another word in English for wing it. Okay, to be spontaneous, to improvise, yeah, to do something without planning, yeah, let it flow, just do it. Okay, there's some good answers there, very good, guys. Yeah, it's all of those things, winging it, impromptu, yeah. Now, you would think, wait a minute, isn't speaking, especially interview, doesn't that have a lot of impromptu elements in it? Isn't there a lot of like, just let it flow, let it go, you know, right? Don't overthink, don't overplan. Yes. But practice is also key because you need to know the structure of the conversation in IELTS speaking. Remember, at the end of the day, it is a test. Yeah. So we need to know, we need to be familiar with the structure of the questioning and also be familiar with the part 1, part 2, part 3, and what to say. Yeah, those are all very important. Yeah, and you will only get better at it with practice. Yeah, so I see a lot of students come in thinking, oh, okay, yeah, I can just wing it, especially it's speaking, right? I speak every day. I speak English every day already. How hard could it be? Or how different could it be from everyday speaking? Well, actually, it's not that much different, but sometimes the pressure of the test situation makes you blank, makes you go blank. And then you end up being stuck. And why is that? Because you are not used to the test environment. Yeah. And how to get used to the test environment? Terbiasa dengan environment. Setting testnya has to be practiced, right? So winging it, don't wing it, guys. Yeah, that's a very common problem. Okay, so how about the solution? But before I get into the solution, committee, what's my time limit here? How many more minutes do I have?
Hi, Aaron, you have 1 more minute.
Oh, 1 more minute. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll just go over each problem and the solutions for it. Yeah, some top tips for those. Okay. So with the first problem we discussed, guys, yeah, which is talking too fast. Yeah. Remember, quality over quantity. Okay. So just put that in your mindset that you don't have to say every single detail, every single aspect in one go. Yeah. Sometimes having less is more. Yeah. Have you heard that quote before? Less is more. Yeah. It's pretty applicable to IELTS speaking. Yeah. But also not saying much is also a problem. Yeah. So try to keep the balance there. Okay. And then problem number 2, not having a structure. Yeah. Like we mentioned. Remember the transitioning we talked about between ideas, coherency, yeah, moving from one idea to the next, yeah. So when you talk about one idea, finish it, yeah. Don't leave it, as we say in bahasa, kentang, yeah. Don't leave it unfinished, yeah. Finish off your idea before you move to the next idea, and then the next idea, and use transition words like, okay, next I want to talk about, or furthermore, moreover, those kinds of words. They really help to give proper flow and proper transitioning to your speaking. Okay, problem number 3, overthinking about grammar and vocabulary. Yeah, you probably hear this a lot. Don't think too much about the grammar, don't think too much about the vocabulary. Yeah, it's true, yeah. I advocate it, yeah, that sometimes thinking too much can lead you to stop speaking completely, and we don't want that, right? And then problem number 4, not enough practice, so I can just wing it. Yeah, remember, practice is key, and also being impromptu is okay, yeah, but being familiar with the test setting and the test structure is also important, and you can only do that with practice. And besides, I'm sure most of you know IELTS is expensive, guys. So I would hope that you would practice before you pay the fee to do IELTS, yeah. Because you don't want to waste your money, right? So make sure you get enough practice done before you actually take the IELTS test, including speaking in this case. Okay, I think I would leave it there, guys, seeing that I only have 1 minute left, and I think my minute is up. So yeah, those are the main issues that I can share with you guys from an IELTS ex-volunteer IELTS examiner's perspective. Yeah. As Britzone promised to me, I am allowed to give you quick ad-libs about a program that we're doing, guys. If I may, yes. Okay. So actually, in this program that I do, it's called Aaron's English on WhatsApp, and I believe one of our committee in Britzone is a loyal student of that program. There's Nada, there she is. And yes, actually, she invited me to join tonight, so I really thank her for bringing me on here. And IELTS is one of the topics that we talk about. We don't get to talk about it in full detail as much as I want to, but we do talk about it alongside other topics like English conversation, business English, pronunciation vocabulary, job and university interview, public speaking skills, and also, what's the last one? I just went blank for a minute. Yeah, IELTS and Toefl preparation, that one. So all in all, 6 topics, yeah. We meet on WhatsApp, and we have classes 3 to 4 times a week with Zoom as well. And yeah, it's the chance for you to actually study intensively with me and the team, because yeah, I think it's important to have some kind of complementary activity to improve your English, yeah. I also encourage a lot of my I on WA students, and I know a lot of them are watching tonight, yeah. Are they there? Maybe they can type in the comments. Are any I on WA students watching tonight? I always encourage them to not only take my, hey, here they are, hi Rara, hi Saskia. I always encourage, hey, there's Lena as well from batch 4. I always encourage them to not only join my course, I on WA, but also to join other English communities, to take as many opportunities as possible to practice in English. So yeah, it's very beneficial for them, and hope you'll join us. We opened the new batch today. Today's day 1. So you can check out the link in my bio in Aaron's English Instagram. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for inviting me, Britzone, and we'll meet again on the simulation segment. I hand it back to the committee. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Aaron, for your explanation. Actually, guys, this is the second time on Britzone session I wrote some of tips about IELTS. So thank you so much, Aaron. Before we go to the simulation session, we will have the FGD session, and our Zoom host will be announced who will be your facilitators for tonight. So our Zoom host, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Israki, and also good evening, everyone. Thank you, Aaron, for your topic. It's really amazing. And okay, so now focus group discussion sections. And before start, I would like to introduce our facilitators. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so for FGD section, we have a group, And also each group will have one facilitator for your guidance, guys. And yeah, you can see on the slide for group 1, we have Asto. Hi, Asto.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so thank you so much, Asto, for your time. And also next group, Nada Salsabila. Hi, Nad.
Hi. See you
Are
in the
you
group.
ready for tonight?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. And also next group, Dimas Ahda. Hi, Dimas.
Hello everyone.
Hello, Dimas. Thank you. And also next group, Ani, Mariani Ani. Hello.
Hi, by the way, your screen hasn't displayed yet.
Okay, wait. Yeah, you can see on my screens.
No, still.
Okay.
You still can continue, Kak.
Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, I have a problem with my network or my laptop. Okay. Next group we have. Okay, wait. Okay, wait a minute, please. Next group we have Dika. Hello, Dika. Hello, Dika.
Hi everyone. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Dick. Thank you so much. And also next group, Nora. Hi, Nora.
Hello everyone.
Hello. Thank you, Nora. And also next we have Emus. Yeah. Hello, Emus.
Hello everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Emus. And also the last group we have King Arif. Hello, King.
Hello. Why King though? Well,
You are king. Okay, thank you for your time. And in this FGD sections, we have 15 minutes, guys. And any questions, by the way? No?
all good.
Okay. So enjoy FGD sections. And okay, open all the rooms.
See you guys in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, everyone has already in the room. Oh, Zara is here.
Okay. Wait. I want to move Zahra to the breakout room. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so this is the session for our Britzoners on YouTube channel. So before that, I would like to say thank you so much for Aaron to be our conductor tonight.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I guess all of the people come because we want to improve our IELTS, right? So
Sure, definitely.
yes. So could you please? This is my questions. What is the IELTS purpose actually?
The purpose of taking IELTS, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, well, IELTS has a couple of purposes and a couple of objectives. From what my students take IELTS for, it's mainly for study, to go to a university that they want, excuse me. And basically, IELTS is split up into two types. You've got general training IELTS, and then you've got academic IELTS. The more popular one is academic IELTS because, like I said, a lot of students use it for taking scholarship or just as an entrance prerequisite to go to university. So that's the more popular option. The general training IELTS is used for things like visa application, and also I think it can also be used for permanent residency applications as well. Basically, permanent residency, there are many different names, by the way, for this kind of thing. But if you want to apply as a permanent resident in places like Australia, the UK, New Zealand, Canada, they require an IELTS score. Yeah. For example, if you want to take a working visa, you might require an IELTS score or a study visa. But I think if the one I'm most familiar with is the Australia visa system. For study visas now, they don't require an IELTS score. So the qualifications are lowered, basically. So it's easier to get that visa that you want, whether it's for work, for study, or for permanent residency in the country that you want. But yeah, I would narrow it down to those two things: for university entrance and for visa application. Those are the two most common purposes for people to take IELTS.
All right. So how long to learn about IELTS until we can say we are ready to take the test?
Okay. Well, of course, it depends on your basic abilities in English from the start, and then also depends on your targets, right? For example, if you want to take IELTS for university, the major that you want to apply for will also determine your target IELTS score. For example, if you want to take a major in business management or accounting or something like that, you might need an IELTS score, band score of around 7 until 7.5. But I think some universities will take 6.5 as well. But there are some majors like creative arts, music, that only require a score of 5 or 5.5 minimum. So it really does depend on your targets. Now, from all the students who were studying IELTS with me, their average time limit to prepare for IELTS is around 6 months. Yeah. And that's intensive preparation. So practice at least once a week. Yeah. So for example, they might write an IELTS essay once a week and then practice a reading task once a week, do a speaking task once a week, do a listening task once a week. That's already intensive, in my opinion, yeah, in my opinion. But you might ask some other IELTS teachers who would say that's not enough, yeah. But I guess you could get prepared in 3 months, but you got to study full time, right? So it really depends on your capacity, and your daily activities as well, right? Do you have the time to invest? Because time is an investment, not just money, right? Time is also an investment. Do you actually have the time to invest to do that intensively? But on average, from most of my students, because most of my students are very busy people, they're all workers, students, employees, they've got their own hectic lives. So usually they can only invest once a week to study about IELTS. So on average, it takes around 6 months to get to some kind of target that they want.
All right. So maybe I will ask you as a IELTS examiner. What is the hardest part of IELTS actually? Especially IELTS speaking.
The hardest part of IELTS, especially which part of IELTS?
What is the hardest part of IELTS speaking?
Oh, IELTS speaking. I don't want to say based on my perspective, yeah, because in my opinion, I think each part has all of their challenges, right? Especially when I said in the beginning, there's part 1, part 2, part 3, yeah. Each segment has its unique challenges, and you could ask any student and they might give you a different answer, I think, yeah. But based on most of my students who learn with me, the one that the segment, yeah, that they complain about the most is part 2, yeah, which is what we're going to simulate about tonight, which is the talk, yeah. So talking about a topic for 1 until 2 minutes without the examiner asking them a question. And I think it's because like a discussion like we are having right now, right? You are asking me questions and I'm giving you answers. I think for a lot of students, that's easier than them being given a topic and then the examiner just sits and listens and is quiet while the student is talking. You're basically giving a mini presentation, right?
Yes.
That's much harder because you got to structure what you want to say, and then you got to transition into the next topic easily. And you need to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of ideas to fill the time, right? Sometimes we run out of things to say with the time that we are given. 1 until 2 minutes sounds like a short time, but believe me, sometimes when you're in the test situation, you're thinking like, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? When is my time finished? It's all in the mind. But the one that I get the most complaints about that it's so difficult is part 2. Because, for example, a discussion like this, if I run out of things to say, I know that the examiner will just ask the next question. And if you listen to some example conversations, there are many on YouTube. Just search them on YouTube, yeah. Like IELTS Speaking Band 9, IELTS Speaking Band 7 simulation, something like that. If you actually listen to the conversation, the student might pause and stop speaking. And then that's kind of the cue, the signal for the examiner to, okay, ask another question because maybe they've finished their point. But a good IELTS speaking test taker will know that if they are finished speaking, they will give some kind of verbal signal, verbal cue to the examiner that they are done speaking. So they will say something like a phrase like, okay, I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's what I believe. That pretty much covers it. So they will not just stop and say nothing. And that contributes to your score as well in fluency and coherence. So a good IELTS test taker for speaking will know to signal that they are done speaking in the interview section, yeah, part 1 and 3, like that.
Ki, I have one question for Aaron.
Yeah.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
You remember me? I'm a member of Bekasi English Club 2 years ago.
Wow. Small world.
Okay. I have a questions about IELTS speaking. As we know, each country has different pronunciation or different accent, right? So what about in IELTS speaking? Its accent is really important too, or no? When we join IELTS test.
Okay. For this dilemma that you talk about, I think it can be generalized not just for IELTS speaking, but just speaking in general. Yeah. And the dilemma is accent even important? Do we need to master our accent to sound like a native speaker, or an American native speaker, a British native speaker, and an Australian native speaker, whatever native speaker you want to choose, whichever one you want to choose. Now, if we talk purely about accent, to be honest, my Australian accent has kind of disappeared now after nearly a decade of living in Indonesia and speaking Indonesian and teaching English to Indonesian students. My accent has basically disappeared because an Australian accent is really hard to understand, actually. A really thick Australian accent is very difficult to understand. So I've kind of had to change my accent a little bit to make it sound more comprehensible to people. But for the dilemma of, is accent important or not? I say this a lot actually on my social media, yeah, that accent is not really important because, and I'll tell you why. I much prefer my student masters pronunciation rather than accent, because I have seen some examples of people trying to imitate British accent so they can sound like Harry Potter, you know, and talk like this all the time. But their pronunciation is terrible. They get a lot of words mixed up, like beach and that one, you know, that bad word, or sheet and that one, yeah. Just basic pronunciation fundamentals that they don't think about, but they think, oh, as long as I sound cool with my cool British accent, it's okay, no problem. No, it is a problem. Pronunciation is universal, I like to say, because good pronunciation will make sure you don't have a miscommunication. So you do not say B-I-T-C-H rather than saying beach, yeah? You don't want the miscommunication, right? Now, if you use the good accent to differentiate that, you couldn't, yeah? The difference is in the pronunciation, not the accent. So I like to say to my students, pronunciation is the technique, and then accent is the style. Think of it like that. Pronunciation is the technique, accent is the style. Style is, yeah, it depends on your preference, right? You can choose many styles. You can choose American style, British style, Singlish style, Indian style, Indonesian style, yeah? We all have our styles, right? But pronunciation is a fundamental and it's a technique. And that's a concrete method that we need to know, right? Long vowels, short vowels, voiced consonants, voiceless consonants. I could go on and on and on. Yeah, there are many different examples of pronunciation techniques. Yeah, but one final point to answer your question as well is that a lot of my students think, oh, my Medok accent or my Indonesian accent is a weakness. No, it's not. It's just your accent. That's how you speak. There's no problem with that. That is your style. Like we said, that's just your style. As long as your pronunciation technique is proper, so you're not saying that word rather than you should be saying beach, yeah, then it's no problem. So as long as your pronunciation technique is already good, yeah, doesn't matter what the accent is, it's gonna avoid miscommunication. So remember that. Wow. Accent is the style, pronunciation is the technique. Focus more on mastering your pronunciation rather than trying to master some kind of accent.
Nice.
Wow, so
Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Welcome back.
Wow.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back to our main group, Britzoners. I hope all of you guys have a group discussion, a good time to discuss about the topic tonight. So maybe without any further ado, let's start the representative session. Maybe I will choose Ani group. Hello, Ani, are you there?
Okay. Thank you, Raki. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you, Aaron, for the material. It's really helpful, especially for us, the IELTS survivor, I can say. Okay. So from my group, Maman will be the representative. Hi, Maman. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay. The time is yours.
All right. I will
Okay.
before Maman said before Maman explain for any speakers you have 2 minutes and when you are so Maman go on.
Okay,
Hello.
Maman, you start. Yeah, Maman, you may
Okay.
start. 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Make it quick.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. I will represent our group from the discussion from the group 4, I think. Thank you for this opportunity again. And good evening, Mr. Aaron. Nice to see you in this room. Okay, I want to sum up our discussion in my group. There are two biggest challenges of the speaking in IELTS in our discussion. First is about the structure, and secondly about the grammar. That is the biggest challenge for us, especially we have not more time to practice, more opportunity in our daily activity to practice speak in English. So we always have a problem to make a good structure, to make to use the good grammar in speaking. So in our group discussion, there are the biggest challenges of in IELTS speaking. Okay, thank you. That's for me.
Thank you, Maman.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. I will choose for the other group. Maybe Dika's group. Hello, Dika. Are you there?
Okay, I'm here. Okay. So actually, I would not. I have not chosen the representative, but let me choose Patiung Liling. Would you mind to do a presentation during the FGD topic?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I think about my biggest problem speaking IELTS is self-confidence. Actually, for the problem that Aaron said, there are 4 problems. I think one problem is not enough practice. So not enough practice makes me not confidence to speaking. So I think it's I have to go before speaking IELTS speaking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Patiung.
Thank you for the explanations. Okay, go to the next group. Nada's group. Nada, are you there? Hello, Nada.
Okay. There's some technical issue. Yes, I'm here, and actually I would like to call Tiara. Hello, Tiara.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, you can tell them what was in our discussion.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Aaron, for your sharing. So in our group, the most of us have a similar problem in IELTS speaking. Like the first one is talking too fast. When we know about the topic, we cannot easily stop talking. And then the second one is not having a structure. And then the last one is overthinking about grammar and vocab. Yeah, we all we need is just practice. And then the last one, we have hard to share the idea. Yeah, maybe because the root is vocab. It's yeah. That's all for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tiara. You did great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we will go to another group, Dimas group. Dimas, are you there?
Hello, thank you, Raki, for the opportunity. And yeah, from our group discussion, I will choose Kak Sari Setianingsih as our spokesperson.
Hello,
Sari.
everyone.
Hi, Sari.
Collecting all of our members' opinion, the most problem among all four problems is overthinking about grammar and vocabulary, because we don't have so many vocabs that we know it and then sometimes when we're talking we are think too much whether our vocabs whether our grammars already correct or not, so we are afraid then all the words that we want to speak be gone because we are afraid that our grammar might be wrong and the vocab is not correct or not as per the what we want to deliver. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sari, for your sharing. Okay, let's go to the another group, Arif group. Hello, King Arif, are you there?
Hello, yeah, I'm here. Well, it's kind of hard for me to choose one for my group because everyone is pretty excited to be the representative. But since I can choose one, I will choose Mira. Hello. Hello, Mira.
All right.
Okay, you're ready, right? Yes.
What?
That's a yes.
Why did you choose me? Why?
Go ahead, Mira.
All right. First thing first, I would like to say good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. I personally will be the representative of our group, and I will wrap up the summarization of our discussion earlier. Most of us actually have trouble in speaking, of course, which is I personally is talking too fast. That's my main problem. And others also have others problem like not having structure, overthinking about grammar as well, and also wasting time thinking about the vocabulary, and also not enough practice. Most of us actually that that is the key of our discussion, not enough practice. So we need to practice more about that. I think that's all about my summarization. I hope it's not really weird. Thank you very much.
It's good. Thank you, Mira.
All right. Okay.
All right. The discussion will be running so well. So move to the others group. Nora's group. Hello, Nora. Are you there?
Yes, hi Raki, thank you for the opportunity. So from our group will be represented by Raihana, are you there?
Hello everyone, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity for me to give a conclusion about our topic today. So from our GD, the most issues that we had on our GD was first, overthinking, and the second one is don't have the structure. So for example, I'm an English student and I have already learned about signposting, but actually when I had the chance to do presentation, most of the time I forget to use about the signposting, and I would probably just okay next and then also, and then rather than in additional and or in conclusion, in summary, to use the signposting. And the last one, actually it's out of the topic, but it's the element of surprise uh, from the teacher or yang ngetes the tester to the speaker. For example, what is your favorite actor? And we don't even think about the actor in that moment, but we have to speak it about our opinion, etc. So sometimes that make us surprised when in the speaking test. Okay, that's all from me.
All right,
Thank
thank
you so
you,
much.
Hannah. Okay, we will move to the others group. Mus, are you there, Mus?
Yeah, hi Raki. All right, so from my group, I have Putri Rahmatul Istiana. She's going to talk about what it was in our group discussion. Putri, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead, Putri.
All right, thank you for the opportunity that given to me. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right, thank
Pretty
you.
good.
So we have discussed about the biggest barrier when we're going to speak in English. And most of us, people in our group generally think that the biggest one, the first biggest one is about the grammar. Even though we're already learned about grammar from our elementary school up until now, but it's still hard for us to kind of divide it which tenses we would like to use for this occasion, for the situation, such kind of things. And the second one, I believe it's about the fear or the nervousness when it's coming out to the new places, to meet new persons, such kind of thing. And we tend to always getting nervous and feel kind of anxiety, as it is also got into myself because I always kind of nervous when meeting a new person, like personally, face to face, not virtually. I mean, so yeah, it's really our two biggest barriers when trying to speak in English. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Putri, for your sharing. We will move to our last group. So, Asto, are you there?
Yes. Okay. I think we have a great discussion, and I'm going to choose Ahmad. Ahmad, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Could you explain it to us?
Okay, so first of all, this is my first time joining the virtual class of Britzone, so thank you very much for the committee for arranging this, and thank you so much for Aaron for spot on presentation. So what we discussed before in our focus group discussion, it's actually my problem. Actually, my problem in doing the speaking IELTS is that I don't have knowledge about certain topic. You know, for example, when for the part 2 of the speaking test, they asked me to talk about art. I know nothing about art. What I'm supposed to say, you know, let alone when they ask me something, what am I supposed to respond? You know, so I just sometimes get lost and you know, not finishing my sentence because I don't know anything about it. And the second one is that I don't have the right words. So, you know, sometimes because I want to sound like intelligent, so I tend to use try to find fancy words instead of just regular words, and then I forget about that word. I stop speaking. It makes me nervous, and I mess up everything. Later on, when the speaking finished, only then I remember the words. So maybe it's a mix of nervous and everything else. So I don't have the right words, or maybe my vocabulary is just not that good. And the other topics or the other problems that we face is talking too fast. You know, maybe it's because we are excited and nervous at the same time. So we tend to talk too fast, and sometimes the interviewer cannot hear us clearly. And the other one is focusing too much about the structure, because this is IELTS, right? So we have to speak properly. So sometimes we put too much weight on the structure. Yeah, so that's what we discussed in our group before. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad. You did good tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right. Maybe we will move to our agenda. And it's time for simulation. So all of you guys here have a chance to take a simulation with Aaron. Hello, Aaron. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am, Ki. Yes, I'm gunning to get started with the students. Awesome.
So maybe if you want to try, guys, maybe you can raise your hand. Or just
bring it on. Bring it on.
Anyone
Come
want
on.
to try? Just raise your hand. This is your chance to
Yes.
place yourself and then taking the test with Aaron. Aaron is good-looking guy, so don't be afraid, guys.
I don't bite. That's the main thing. I don't
Yeah.
bite, so don't worry. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
bite.
Yeah. Anyone? Come on, guys.
If no one, then Alsto will just.
All right.
I see Yoga Alden.
And here, Yoga, you can unmute your microphone, and you have 2 minutes to have your simulation.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Nervous right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I conduct it now?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So the simulation taker is Yoga. Hi, Yoga.
Hi, Aaron.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do the best you can. Yeah. All right.
I will.
So Yoga, we're gonna do a simulation of part 2 of IELTS speaking, which is to talk about a given topic. Okay. And this is actually part of the test I give to my Aaron's English on WhatsApp students. Yeah. So maybe some of my Aaron's English on WhatsApp students are a little bit familiar with this speaking test. Yeah. If they took the IELTS and Toefl program. So good luck, Yoga. All right.
Okay.
So Yoga, the instruction is you will listen to this topic and then you have 1 minute to think about what you want to say. Okay. And then after 1 minute, you need to speak about that topic for 1 until 2 minutes. Okay. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So here is the topic, Yoga. Can you please describe a journey that did not go according to your plan? You should mention where were you going? How did you travel to this place? Who did you travel with? What was the problem? And what was the solution? Okay, Yoga, you have 1 minute to think about what you want to say. By the way, guys, after Yoga has spoken, I can give a rough estimation of his band score from 0 until 9.5. Okay, so you can see the example of a test taker from what band score. All right, it's just a rough estimation here, guys. Think of it as like a prediction test, basically. Snap prediction test, yeah? Kilat. Snap prediction test. Okay, 30 seconds, Yoga.
Okay. Start now?
Okay, you can start speaking whenever you're ready.
Not yet.
Your time starts now.
Okay. Maybe it's a very unexpected journey for me because I have a lot of senior or line manager is from India. So maybe I will sometimes try to go to India. everyone think that India is very beautiful, like in a Hollywood movie. But in the other hand, when I try go to traveling in India with my best friends, why? Because we can help each other. Because on the day one, we see that India is 180 degree so different with Bollywood movie. They are so much so hot. The weather is very hot, and then messy roadway, very crowded in the in the in the in the road. And then to overcome it, me and my friends should have a better plan, and we have should make a connection with Indian friends, so we know that what is the do and don'ts in India, and then we can enjoy the traveling in India. And yeah, and I should go with my friends boy, because if I go with a woman, it's more difficult, because too much sexual harassment there. Yes.
All right.
But hopefully India is a good experience for me and my friends. Oh my God.
Give him a clap, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
All right,
I
quick
try.
comments about yoga speaking. So I liked the transitioning from one topic to the next, and I give you extra points for discussing all of the criteria of the question. That's a very common mistake from test takers, that they miss some parts of the question. So they talk about one part for too long and then they miss the other parts. So Yoga explained every part coherently and clearly. He also used some interesting vocabulary, maybe some slight grammar errors, but he used the vocabulary clearly. An example is like how he said, the conditions of India is 180 degrees from a Bollywood movie. I like how he used some extra expressions to make his talking more interesting. Yeah. If I were to be scoring Yoga's speaking based on that, he would be getting a 7, band score of 7. Okay. So that's a rough estimation of Yoga's speaking. So that's pretty good, actually, 7. Well done, Yoga.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
All right, I see Grandis. Grandis, are you there?
Yes, I am. Oh my gosh.
You have 1 minute to think and 2 minutes to explain. Aaron, so the screen is yours.
All right, thanks, Kate. Hang on.
Oh, is it the question still the same or?
No, we're gonna change it. But
okay.
I'm just trying to find your screen.
All right.
Gladys. Oh,
Yes,
there she is. Okay, Grandis, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Grandis, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I think so.
All right. Let's take a look. Okay, here is the topic, Grandis. I'm gonna read it directly to you. Describe some good news that you recently received. This could be news from the media, or it could be good news in your personal life. Yeah, you should mention what was this news, how did you receive it, who gave you this news, and why was this good news for you? Okay, Grandis, you have around 1 minute to think about what you want to say, and then you can start speaking when you're ready. Okay, so while Grandis is thinking about her speaking there, the speech given by Yoga before reflects a very above average style of speaking that I commonly see from IELTS speaking test takers from when I used to examine myself. And the main challenge, like I mentioned before, is of course to try to stick to the topic and actually not go off topic, yeah? Because sometimes related with the problems that I mentioned in my presentation earlier, having clear structure is key, so you do not go off topic. Because do you ever feel it sometimes? Like if you don't prepare, you speak impromptu, you speak without planning, you tend to go off topic. So you just, you think, oh, what was I talking about? Blank, and then you just think of anything to say to fill that blank space, right? But that thing that you think about to fill the blank space may be off topic. So it's a classical problem. Okay, Grandis, are you ready?
Yes, I think so. I hope so.
All right, break a leg, you can do it.
The news that the good news that I heard, the very last is the vaccine. I'm very happy that the vaccine finally come, and I heard that some of us already had gotten the vaccine already. It is the news from the health ministry. And I heard that some of us already had gotten the vaccines on their body. Like, for example, the older person and the public public workers and health workers also already got the vaccine, which is, I'm so happy for that. Especially in this pandemic, because Indonesia is the most country that has so many, like, plenty of cases, and we've already been there to struggle to beat the coronavirus about 1 year long, and now finally the vaccine already come, and I'm so happy for that. I wish hopefully the Indonesia would solve it soon and can overcome this pandemic time, these cases very soon. Yes.
Very good, Grandis. Give her a clap, guys. Well done. Yeah. Good job to Grandis.
I'm so nervous. This is my first time.
How did you feel? What was going through your mind, Grandis, when you had to deliver your talk?
If I could like evaluate my own statement, my own speaking, I feel like it wasn't coherent enough. Yeah, I feel like, oh, it was so messy.
All right. Well, allow me to let you know how what I thought. The speech itself had all of the criteria fulfilled from the question point of view. Also, pronunciation was clear and coherent with what the listener expects. I would probably just give some input on making sure that the audience understands the context of the idea. So that's also very important. So for example, talking about the vaccine, we need to give a general description first about this is a vaccine for what? For what? Who is it going to be given to? And all of these general descriptions that we put right at the start. Yeah, because the first point of the question was, what was this news? So you need to give a more detailed general description of that. Besides that, everything else was pretty good, actually. And I would give this a band score of 7.5. So very good, Grandis. You did well.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Kit, do we have any more time to do anyone else, or is that the end?
All right, we have the last prisoners, and I see Rinaldi here. Rinaldi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Aaron.
Okay, all right. Let me find your screen, Rinaldi, first. Sorry, Rinaldi, could you just speak so I can see the green line around your window? Yeah, is Rinaldi there?
Yeah, I just gave my raised hand.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, there you are. All right. All right. Very good. Okay. Rinaldi, let's get started. Let's try another topic. I would like to go to this topic. This is interesting. Okay. Rinaldi, can you please describe an unexpected event that ever happened to you? You should mention what was this event, when did it happen, who was there with you, and why was it unexpected for you? This could be a good event or a bad event that has happened to you, but the point is it must be unexpected. Okay, you have around a minute or so to think, and then you can go to your speaker, Rinaldi.
Sorry, can you repeat the last one question? Because I can hear in the last question. Sorry.
Okay. Why was this event unexpected for you? It can be a good event or a bad event.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Let's give Rinaldi some time, guys. So it's actually pretty easy, right? To construct what you want to say and actually do it. And I think when we're doing something like IELTS speaking, the power of kepepet is really, really, really in play here, guys. Yeah, it really forces you to give it your all and give it your best. Yeah. So when you're put in the situation, okay, just do it. I just got to do it and get it done with. Yeah. So it's a factor that we don't often think about. Actually, maybe my Aaron's English on WhatsApp students are used to this via voice call, and this is how I look when I'm calling them. I have my notepad and pencil always ready, taking notes while they're talking. So my hand's kind of moving while listening. Okay, a couple more seconds, Rinaldi.
All right.
Okay, you can start when you're ready.
All right. Well, to be honest, I ever feel some surprise when I give.
Stop slowly, will you?
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you can hear me clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I ever feel very good in about 2 years ago when I got the surprise birthday from my girlfriend when I was pick up her in his office, and suddenly he gave me the birthday surprise that I didn't expect previous and that I didn't expect before. He gave me the big chocolate and gave me the one stuff that the stuff that I ever that I ever want to about that in previously. I mean, when I when I ever went with my girlfriend and to the mall and I say him, maybe I want buy this shoes next week, but suddenly he gave me that shoes in my birthday in my birthday I feel very good to get that situation. Yeah, I think that's all.
All right, very good. Okay, thank you so much, Rinaldi. Give him a clap, guys. Rinaldi, very good. Rinaldi, how did it go? Tell us.
Yeah, it's very nervous. Yeah, nervous, and and I can't. I mean, I don't have much time to think about what I have to say, what I have to. The thing that I have to, I mean, the ideas or the content that I have to tell to answer to the examiner is a bit hard to make up the story. Yeah, so I don't know what I have to say. So what the event that I have to what the event or what the situation that I have to tell in this conversation. Yeah, this is my my difficulty.
It's very true. That's very true, Rinaldi. And I understand that issue that a lot of test takers have when it comes to thinking what to say, because we are given the random topic and only 1 minute to plan and think about what we want to say. Now, I do say to some of my students that if you are really, really stuck at that time and you really don't know what to say, it's okay if the thing that you talk about is maybe not 100% true. Yeah. So let's say the unexpected event. Yeah. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Aaron is encouraging us to lie. Well, given the circumstances that you're in, and maybe because I've seen it with my own eyes, some students in front of me, they are melting when they have to think of something instantly. Given the circumstances you're in, it's okay if you add a little bit of hyperbole. Do you guys know hyperbole? Hyperbola, yeah? Or add some extra element, which is maybe not 100% true, okay? As long as what is being said is clear and coherent, yeah? Because you're being tested on what you are saying, right? And how you say it. But we are not here to question whether that's true or not, right? The examiner is just there to test your technique, your skill, right? From Rinaldi speaking, I would give him a 6.5, yeah? Due to the sort of lack of coordination with structure and coherence, and also some errors with the use of gender pronouns. I'm sure you meant she and her, right, Rinaldi? I assume that's the case there. But 6.5 is already pretty good. And bear in mind, guys, these people, Grandi, Rinaldi, and Yoga, they are doing this in front of an audience of how many people? 80 or so people? Remember, in the real IELTS test, it's just between the examiner and the student, right? So, yeah, that's the extra pressure that's on them. So they did a super, super amazing job. And I think they will do so much better if there wasn't the audience as well, watching them. All right, really good job, guys. I hand it back to the MC.
All right, so thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you so much, Rinaldi, Muslim, Gratis Yoga, to take the simulation. We are apologize that we only choose 3 listeners due to the time. So we gonna move to our next session, Kahoot. Are you ready, guys, for the Kahoot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
Please welcome our princess of Kahoot, Putri.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna win this.
Oh, you're gonna win this. Okay. So do you guys see my screen? Raki, can you see my screen?
Your screen hasn't started yet.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm so sorry for the technical issue. Here, started. Wait. Tell us the pin. Kak Putri. Okay, wait guys. I think there is a technical problem. There you go. 5115436.
Sorry, it's still not working yet, apparently.
The pin is 5115436. It's
All right, guys, since we are waiting for the Kahoot session, maybe all of you, if you have questions for Aaron, it's okay. Just open your mic and ask your question to the Aaron.
actually I saw one, Kak. But maybe the one that asked this can just open your mic. I think Kadina Astika, ya. Someone asked that, is it okay to prepare our mistakes in the IELTS speaking test? Ya.
All right, you can open your mic and ask the questions to Aaron.
Ya, Kadina Astika. Hi. The question is actually, is it okay to correct our mistake during speaking or just let it go? Maybe you can answer that, Aaron.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh, you're waiting for me to get the change. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was just waiting for your signal to allow me to speak. Okay. Thank you for the question. It depends on the mistake that you make, actually. If it's a very long mistake where you might require yourself to restate an entire sentence, where you might have to repeat the whole sentence, then I would probably let that mistake slide. But if it's, for example, a pronunciation error, or you just slip up on a word, you say a word that maybe you didn't want to say, and you know the solution instantly, then go ahead, fix your mistake. Your examiner will pay attention to that. But if you don't know what is the solution to that mistake, or maybe you probably didn't realize you made that mistake, then let it slide because you didn't realize you made the mistake, right? So yeah, if you know that you made the mistake there and it's not going to take too much time to fix it, go ahead, fix the mistake. But if you know that it's going to take a really long time to fix that mistake, maybe you have to completely repeat your sentence or something like that, maybe just let that one slide. Yeah, that's my answer to who asked the question? Dina, is that right? Yes.
Yes, Dina Astika.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hope that answered her question. Maybe anyone want to ask?
Can I ask something?
Go on.
Yeah, so I was thinking of, is it okay to use fillers like, and yeah, like a lot?
Dennis, it's very, very natural to use fillers, yeah? We can't avoid using them 100% because we are not robots, right? We are all humans, and sometimes the sentence that we make, we don't have the idea straight away implemented into our minds to straight away say what we want to say. So you're gonna naturally use filters, like I often do when I'm speaking. You hear a lot of from me as well. That's a completely normal thing to do, Dennis. A lot of other examiners would say that the more filler you use, the worse it is. Yes, that's true, as long as the main essence of your speaking doesn't disappear. So if you've covered all of the parts of your question, for example, in our simulation that we did, there were many, many different parts of the question. As long as you've covered all of them, then if you use fillers, that's okay. But maybe try and practice replacing fillers with transitional words, or using signaling to move from one idea to the next. That also can be helpful. It was mentioned by one of the people who presented their group's work. I forgot who it was, but she mentioned you can use words like moreover, therefore, stuff like that. That can be a good replacement for fillers. But of course, the things like that need to have some conditioning, right? So you need to be conditioned to using those replacement words to replace your fillers like that. So it's something that is very normal and natural to use. Don't use it too much, yeah, as long as you've covered all the main points. But if you can replace the fillers with transitional words or transitional phrases, that would be much more beneficial.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Aaron, actually, I got the questions from John Sihaan. The question is,
sure.
As examiner, what do you expect from the test takers in speaking tests commonly?
Sorry, I would just like to repeat the question. As an examiner, what things would you expect from the students? I didn't hear the last word.
From the test takers in speaking tests commonly.
Oh, okay, what are some things that I would commonly expect from test takers? Okay, in terms of speaking, yeah, because actually I wasn't an examiner for writing, listening, reading, but just for speaking, yeah. Well, we as examiners, we have to follow our rubric, John. So we have a rubric of criteria for the IELTS test taking and speaking. That's the standard from IELTS, and we have to follow that as examiners for official IELTS. So I encourage you guys to search for the rubric of IELTS speaking. Search it on Google. It's all available, open, free, yeah, search for it yourself. And that is the rubric that we follow. IELTS speaking rubric, scoring rubric. This is what we use as a standard of examiners to take a look at each student speaking. Now, that's what I used, and hopefully it can be the standard for you, so you can improve your speaking and make it according to what the standards require for IELTS speaking.
All right. We got the next questions here, Aaron. We got so many questions tonight. If there's
okay.
more time, from Kezia Huta Barat, if there's more time, can you give tips to prevent mumbling or long pause during speaking tests? Thank you.
Mumbling or long pauses? Well, pauses, I don't think pauses are a bad thing, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry guys, my voice is feedbacking in my gadget here. Maybe someone's mic is not muted. Okay, anyways, yeah, as I was saying, pauses, I think, can give good effect and good impact to the speaking that you want to give. Yeah, of course, just like fillers that Dennis mentioned, you have to use them with balance, right? You don't want to have long pauses dominate your speaking, because if you're pausing all the time, you won't mention the key criteria of the question, right? So it's something that can be used effectively to give impact to your speaking, but to prevent it 100% is impossible. Yeah, everyone is gonna pause when they speak, and there's always gonna be mumbling, as is mentioned. Yeah, if we're talking about mumbling, yeah, that's a common problem that I mentioned before about speaking too fast. Speaking too fast is the cause of mumbling and not speaking clearly, and that is often. Yeah, you're probably gonna hear this often, and this is probably not the first time you're hearing this, is a lack of practice. Yeah, mumbling is a very, very key indicator that you have not practiced for doing the IELTS speaking. Yeah, it's a cliche, guys, to say you need to practice often, but why is it a cliche? Because it works. Yeah, so drill those kinds of topics as much as possible. What I always tell to my students, especially my Eye on Way Up students, yeah, is to make what we call a verbal diary, guys. Yeah, what is this verbal diary? It's basically a way for you to practice your speaking without the speaking partner. Yeah, because I know a lot of us don't have the privilege of having a direct speaking partner regularly to practice our English. So to master your speaking skills in English, it's just a matter of getting used to hearing your own voice and making sure you're speaking clearly, you're speaking at proper speed and stuff like that. And what I encourage my students in Eye on Way Out to do is to use voice notes on WhatsApp and speak about your day like a diary. Yeah, that's why we call it verbal diary. Simple, just talk about your day. What did you do today? What did you eat today? What was the weather like today? Just simple sentence. Don't talk for too long. 1 minute is enough. Yeah. And what does that do for you? That helps you to get used to your own voice, so you can condition your voice to make it sound proper. I think some of our practitioners of verbal diary have appeared in the chat box. Yes. Yes, I see you, Claudia. And it really, really does make a difference in terms of your pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, everything. But you have to do it regularly, and just send it to yourself. It's okay. If you're still shy to send it to someone, it's okay. Send it to yourself. But for my students in Eye on Way Out, I encourage them to send it to me so that I can give evaluation and feedback on their speaking. Yeah. But yeah, if you're just by yourself, or you're not a student of Eye on Way Out, yeah, just send it to yourself. So you just listen to your own voice, because sometimes it's just a matter of getting used to hearing your own voice. Also, remember, guys, I understand when some people listen to their voice, they're, oh my God, suara aku jelek banget. Oh, stop. Oh, cringe banget. Oh, it's so cringy to hear my own voice. Did you know why? Actually, there is scientific evidence about this, that when you speak, yeah, when you hear it from your own ears, it's because your ears are much closer to your vocal cords, and so your voice sounds more attractive, if I can say that, attractive, because there is the bass, there is the good tone, and that's because your ears have a direct connection with your vocal cords. Yeah. Very different when you hear your voice through a gadget. Yeah. Because that's the voice recorded on your gadget and you're listening to that. Yeah. Not through your vocal cords to your ears, but from your gadget to your ears. So it's going to sound like or I've been using TikTok for a couple of months, and a lot of the commenters on TikTok say my voice sounds like Squidward in SpongeBob. And I think, huh? It does? Now, I don't know that because I hear my voice through my ears, right? For me, it doesn't sound like SpongeBob. But according to them, it does, yeah, because they're hearing my voice through a gadget. But because I'm used to it, maybe I just don't realize like that. And I think this is a simple habit that you guys can get into. Verbal diary, just get used to hearing your own voice. Try it once a day, consistently, for only 7 days, okay? 1 week, I challenge you all to try it, yeah? Try it for 1 week, okay? Every day, take 5 minutes from your busy schedule to just make a quick verbal diary about your day in English, full English, for 7 days. And then notice the difference. Listen to your verbal diary from day 1, and then listen to your verbal diary on day 7. Look at the difference from your speaking. I guarantee you there's going to be some improvement. Okay? Anything else?
All right. I guess since we have the limited time, we should end up this class session. So thank you so much for all of you, Britzoners, and also Aaron. Maybe before we take a picture together, Aaron, do you have any final statement to us, like maybe your message to take, and your maybe like your let's say your message to us to
The takeaways, maybe you want to give to the participants.
You mean like a conclusion?
Yes, your closing statement, your last statement for everyone here.
Oh, I thought that was my closing statement before. Okay. All right. Well, just very, very quickly, bringing it back to the main topic, IELTS speaking. Don't panic too much, guys. IELTS speaking is, at the end of the day, it's just like regular speaking. It's just in a test environment, and it's just in a structured format, basically. Yeah. It's still just speaking. Yeah. Remember that. Okay. And yeah, practice is key. Preparation is key. Yeah, don't underestimate it. Yeah, don't wing it. Do the maximum preparation, because key preparation is gonna be very visible in the end result, in the output. And I've seen it myself. I'm like a saksi bisu, an observer of those kinds of outputs from the students. So do your very best. Just don't panic. Relax, chill. It's just like regular speaking. And yeah, and also if you want to try and practice it directly with me, you can take a look at my program, Ion Way Art. Just check the link in my bio. And then I think I'll leave it there. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Material.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Britzone.
It was amazing. So guys, please turn on your camera, and then we will take a picture together. So our Zoom host, Mr. Britzone, are you ready? Hello, guys.
I think
Go,
it's
Nick.
a connection problem, so maybe I will just screen that. Okay, 1.
You are muted, Nada.
Okay, sorry. Please don't chat on the chat box, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the last slide. Give your best pose, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you so much.
Hi,
Thank you,
arrivederci.
Britzone.
Great
Thank you,
zone. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much, Aaron
everyone.
and
Good
Britzoners.
night.
Thank you.
Have to love you so
See you,
much.
guys.
Love you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good
Thank you,
rest.
guys.
So for Facials and
Grazie, Britzone.
Thank you,
Arrivederci.
Britzone.
Um,
Alright.
See you on
Goodbye.
Saturday, guys.
yeah, see you on Saturday. Wow, that will be fun. Okay, Kak, the live, can you please stop it?
Yeah, proses ya.
Okay.